Let's see. I don't know how you check out the chats. You know what I mean, to see who's commenting. That's the only thing.
I'm gonna keep it open on my other screen so
Okay.
that
Okay. Yeah, that's what I may do too. Hey, what's good, YouTube? I got the good friend, homie, fellow tech partner, DVZNMedia, fellow YouTuber, on here today to talk about this new Google certification. He has been on it for going on 6 weeks now, and he wanted to kind of give an update on what the Google course is all about in his experience up until this point. So we figured, we'll do a live stream to, talk about this. So what up,
yes
dude?
sir, yes sir. What's good with it, man? How you doing?
Man, chilling. Glad to see you, family.
Man, it's always a blessing to be up in here, man. I've been telling you, I appreciate what you're doing for the community, man. I'm glad to be a part of it.
All day, all day, all day. Hey, if any of you that are out there viewing this video, if you could share this on your social media, we would definitely like to reach as many people as possible to have a great discussion today. So I'll share this on my Twitter now and we can get this thing going.
Yes, sir. I just threw it up on my Twitter. You know, we
Cool,
got some
cool.
folks already up in there, though. I see
Oh yeah. Now I see the comments. What's up, Minge Gaming? Puff on the Beats, Jermaine Brown. What's up, fam? Paul Cole, B Holmes. Let me see. What's up, Ben? What's up, family? Hey, don't worry about it, man. Whenever you got time, fam. What's good? Marquita, what's up? What's up, John? My man, wondering IT systems dude. What's up, fam?
How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing?
Hey, Duke's YouTube channel has a link in the description. So if all of you could go ahead, check out his page. He does tech reviews at the moment, but he's also a veteran IT professional in the game. Let him
Oh
know,
yeah,
dude.
man. Oh
Tell him
yeah,
about yourself,
man.
bro.
Oh wow. I started I got into IT about 2003, 2004. Took a class, 1 year certification. Immediately started working in IT after that. Took time off after a few years. I was doing other things, pursuing other stuff. But eventually got back into IT now, man. I'm currently a one-man IT team with a nonprofit, like early education company, and just trying to get my skills back up on a whole nother level, man, so we can see what's good out here.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So a one man IT team, man. How was that? How do you manage being a one man a one man band?
For this particular position, I mean, I think the hardest thing is just we have so many different locations. So on any day's notice, I could be, in four different locations and, four different cities. So, and I mean, there's not a lot of advanced stuff going on here, man. I'm making sure people can print, making sure people get online. So I don't want to complain and act like it's super stressful. But yeah, that's probably about the most that I deal with on a daily basis, except for we have like certain individual users who have higher level access that, you gotta get in there and do some stuff with. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's what's up. I mean, but at the same time, if someone's computer goes down, it's very important for you to get out there, and get them back working.
Oh
So,
yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I got. First thing I already scheduled my first one in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm gonna be at, I already know. So, it's kind of like a mixture of like help desk. I get to research anything that I want to try to help the company out. I get to go to trainings and conferences if I find something that might be beneficial to what we need. So it's I get pretty much a free run of what we need to do. Tech, in the tech world, it's just we're a nonprofit, so money is different than what maybe with other companies. You
right.
know what I'm saying? Where I would like to go buy 12 laptops. For most companies, that might not be a big thing, but we really got to make sure the money is there. We got to, make sure we get in the best deal, things like that. So
Right.
It's just stuff you got to deal with.
True, true, true. So, how do you manage your time efficiently? And say you go on vacation, and stuff happens, and you're trying to catch up. So, how do you manage that in IT? Do you use something like OneNote, or do you have some type of ticketing system or something?
Um, for the most part, people do, it's a lot of calls, it's a lot of emails. I really got set up a couple years back with the Meraki system.
Okay.
System manager, man, I do a lot of, basically we use that as our network for a lot of, because we, like I said, we got 16 different locations, and each location may have one computer,
Right.
one computer and an iPad. So instead of trying to network each location, we don't have the money to physically network each location. I was able to get on there and keep some simple networking with the Meraki stuff. So that's kind of where I base everything. If I need to get on there and remote into somebody's computer, things like that, real simple stuff, man.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Meraki's dope. Shout out to Meraki. Shout out to Cisco. So that's what's up, bro. Now you talked about the Google certification. I think you said you've been on it. What, going on 6 weeks now?
Yeah, man. I jumped on it kind of late. I got approved for it for me to try it out, and I didn't realize it till I was probably about they're probably about 2 or 3 weeks already into it. So I jumped on it, and it's this first part is real good basic information for people who are trying to get into IT. Like
Okay.
if you're trying to get your feet wet and just get a basic understanding, like this whole first module is a lot of that. Like, I mean, they cover a lot of different things. Like, in 1 week they introduce you to Linux, and they kind of tell you um, the history of coding from like binary up into different languages that are being used today. You might get, you know, a small introduction to like sudo in Linux, what I'm saying? Things like that. So
Right.
it's real basic information. It's real solid information, but it is like real basic beginner stuff just to kind of get your feet wet in the overall idea of what IT support could handle.
Okay. So is it fast paced? You would say, as far
It's
as
fast. It's fast paced for me because I watch all the videos at like like 2 times speed. So I'm just like,
okay.
I'm just, you watch all the videos and they'll have captions, and they also have interactive text too. So if you just want to read, you can read it like that. Um, that way I just, keep it moving. And then so far for this part, the practice quizzes are pretty simple. Um, Everything, man, is just it's pretty basic right now. That's all I can really say right now.
You do you mind giving the people, or giving the viewers, kind of like a live walkthrough on
Yeah.
how your progression has been?
Here, let's see. Let's see if we can do this share screen. All right, let's do this. All right, can y'all see that?
Let's see. It's cool. I think they should be able to see it. Can everyone see his screen? And if anyone can give some feedback, I think they should be able to see it.
All right. I accidentally closed the video with the chat in it, so I don't see it right now just to get this. But
Okay.
right here, man, it's presented through Coursera. So this is basically what you see most of the time. This main screen right here, this is the video, and I turn the captions on. I'll read along with the video, but you also have this interactive text right here, and it'll highlight whatever part that you're on. Or if you click on a certain um, paragraph, it'll take you back to that part in the video. So, like, go ahead.
That's dope. So the whole thing is pretty much on, what is that? Transcribed.
Yeah, it's basically like that. So like right here where it says every situation is different, if you go back up here, it goes right back to where she said that at in the video. So you can just start there. If you miss something, it's real easy, to go back and forth and really, get in depth with it. So that's basically what's up, homie? But yeah, like this is week 6, and it says troubleshooting at best, and they give you a rundown of what you'll be going through. So you'll get you'll get all these videos that basically you can listen to them. You'll get a discussion, and the discussions are I haven't seen much interaction. I'll say that, but
Uh,
everybody will come in and put their response to the discussion prompt. And like I said, I haven't seen too much back and forth, but I have tried to interact with people, this if maybe give them some assistance, or if they had a question about something in their discussion, and then you get something here like a practice quiz. So this is one I just took literally like 5 minutes before we started. So if you pull that open, you could go into sections again and again. So this one here says scenario: you're working in an IT support position, and a user comes to you and says they can't access their online bank account. Choose the best response. Can you explain to me in detail what you mean by not being able to access your online bank account? What specific part doesn't work? Here, let's try this test again by logging in on my computer. Or it might be the internet. Make sure you're connected to a network first, or please restart your computer. So it's basically asking you what is the best response here. And
restart your computer.
man, that's what I was saying. Like I was like, okay, I gotta answer this the way they want me to answer it. Because I was like, restart your computer. Now it was hilarious. They had these scenarios, and they was like the good scenario and the bad scenario. And the bad scenario was like, oh, I can't get into my email. Okay, let's reformat your computer. Like what the
Don't save nothing. Just
he's like, okay, sure, let's go ahead and reformat. I was like, yo, that's just. I mean, I get it. They had to really show what it was, but I was dying. I was like, man, I want to meet the guy that's in IT. That's like every problem I reformat.
I've worked with some people like that, man. It's crazy.
We'll
talk about. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Nah, I've worked with some people like that too, man, and thankfully most of them aren't in IT anymore. You get some regular graded tests, and you could take them a certain amount of time. So, like, say you miss a question, you can go back and take it, get it right. They have some interactive sections where you'll go in and actually get into a Windows system through RDP, or SSH into a Linux system, things like that. So,
can you put? Are you able to pull that up, like the Linux portion? That'd be pretty dope.
They kind of where was we at? Right here. Here, let's go here. No. Interacting. 1 second. Let me.
Nah, that's cool.
Here we go. Yeah. So this one is you install, update, remove software for Linux. So basically, it'll have you install Firefox, update VLC, and you'll remove GIMP. So you gotta go.
Is that on like Ubuntu? Is that what they got you working on?
They use it on Ubuntu, and you just basically get into the shell. So let's see if I could get into it. I actually had problems getting into the Windows one yesterday. I was super frustrated. I was angry typing. I had crazy Twitter fingers. I was like, this is not letting me get up in here, But the Linux one worked pretty well. So every time you go into a lab, you hit this start lab, and they give you a new username and password to get into it.
Okay. So you got to type that in and all that stuff.
Yeah. So you get a new username and password right here. And it takes a little while to get into here. But you get into it. It takes you into the Google console. So,
okay.
Yeah, we can get in here and try this.
And it changes every time.
Yeah, this password and username change every time you log in, because I did it like 5 times, and
cool.
You can just hit accept. It's basically like if you create a new Google account. So,
all right.
Here, I don't want to protect this account because it's only one time use. But you do have to say yes to get in here. You have to agree to their terms of service.
Oh, okay, so you're in the Google Cloud platform. Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty dope.
And so in the Google Cloud platform, you'll come down here to the compute engine, and that will show you which virtual machine you have access to for that particular um, assignment. So,
I, this is actually some good, I guess, some good training. Also, because you're actually using, the cloud structure that you may not get exposed to in the field right away, like something like AWS or Azure, because you're in Google's cloud right now, accessing an instance of a VM. So that's pretty dope.
yeah, so you actually come here, then it'll say you want to connect by SSH. I got to pop up blocks, always allow. So let's try that again. So I'm just making sure everybody can see this. Like I said, for the most part, the Linux parts I haven't had any issues with. The Windows ones are kind of finicky, but yeah, now we're in this instance of Linux, and if you come here, it'll say this is what we need you to do. So
Okay.
it'll tell you what you need to do. So to yeah, let me see if I can.
Hey, thanks, Jonathan. Appreciate that, man. Definitely. I'm glad I was able to help you, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so now you'll see right here, what do you need to do? They want you to verify that you have a package on here. So let's see. This one will say, let's verify that Linux is on here. Let's type this in. Sorry, I can't see.
Oh, okay, to verify Firefox.
Yeah, so Firefox is not installed, which they want you to actually install. So then you do this you do the same thing with um what is it? VLC. It shows here now you can see that VLC is installed right here.
Right.
But if you see that the version is 1.19 when they want you to update to a newer version, same thing for GIMP. GIMP is installed, but they want you to uninstall it. So, you go through that, then they'll give you what you need to do to update, install. Do you want me to go through all of this?
I mean, you can. I think it'd be pretty cool just to show people the commands. The sudo apt-get. You know what I mean? That meaning you're pulling down the package of whatever Firefox or whatever to install it. You can just do that one portion. That'd be cool.
Okay, so this one right here, basically this starts the update repository. So let's type all of this in. I apologize. I really can't see my oh, there we go.
Cool. Yeah.
You know
And this.
what? It's pretty cool for me, man, because I hate it. I won't say I hate it, but when I was getting into IT, man, one of the things I didn't care for was coding in any
Right.
kind of way or dealing with the shell. So it gets me back into it. I'm pretty familiar with a lot of stuff because I actually like using Linux installations on my personal computers. So
Right.
that's what keeps me dealing with the shell. But I was just against it when I was younger.
I
And
know, especially when you're using Windows, you can get by
yeah.
forever just clicking a mouse. You know what I mean?
I didn't understand with a lot of guys, IT guys who loved command line. I didn't understand, like, yeah, it's just easier to do things in command line. I never understood that. I mean, I see where they're coming from a little bit more now, but it's still just so easier to just click.
Yeah, it is. But when you have, let's say you got 30, 70 systems that you need to update or
You're
push a
right.
package to go ahead and write that PowerShell script or that batch file or however you decide to do it. It makes it a lot more simpler or a lot simpler. So
You said you're working on coding right now?
yeah, man, it's tragic right now. my
Was on the
brain is
C.
on overload.
Oh man, we use on that C.
C++ for school for my degree, which I do not like that at all, and Java for my certification. Java's cool. I can understand that, but C++, man, look, it's gonna take me a while to really get acclimated with it. So
Yeah, C plus. I took an early, like in high school, I took a early C plus class, and I almost didn't ever want to touch computers again. Like I really, I was like, it was just the teacher. Everything about it was just not conducive to making people really want to get into this. You
bro, look
know?
at this book. Can you see
Oh
this book?
yeah,
Fam, fam. Yeah, like straight up, man. Who wants a book
so
that's this thick?
So right here, the is asking to install Firefox. So we use the command sudo apt-get install Firefox. Let's run that and see what happens. Do you want to continue? And so after this, we'll just check to make sure that it installed right. And then I think we'll be good to go. It gives you a lot of code.
Right.
All right, so it's done. Let's.
Yeah, I think this is pretty cool to get that type of. So I didn't know it had this platform set up like this. It seems like it's a little work to get it all to work.
I'll say this: it definitely it's interesting because here let me stop sharing the screen. How do I turn that off? Okay. It's definitely some work to get it going. Like it's aimed at people who are really new to IT, but it does assume you have some knowledge of computers and technology. So basically, like maybe you just been using computers your whole life, but you never really knew about IT. So now it's time for you to take the next step to kind of get a little bit further into it. Like you got to have some kind of knowledge. You got to have some type of understanding of like a lot of basic computer functions.
Right, right. I mean, but when somebody I forget who told me this. I was talking to one of my partners, and he was talking about the new generation of professionals, not just in IT, but just period. When you talk about the millennials and the generation that's coming behind or behind them, they're already used to using computers.
Yeah.
It's not like they'll need to be trained up on that. A lot of them will want to fix things themselves. So it's definitely going to be different when you talk about support and then also training people for technology, because the stuff that I needed to learn, they may not need to learn that.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That was what was interesting with this because it felt like a lot of the same things I learned, back in 2000.
Are we still on? Did our connection drop? Hey, if anyone's out there, please let me know. Not sure. We may have lost DVZNMedia.
Hello?
Okay,
Hello?
cool.
My
You back.
bad. I don't know what happened.
Oh, good. We live.
I apologize, boy, but
hey, it go
oh,
down.
man.
It go down when you live, boy.
Yo, that was amateur night. Nah, but yeah, man, it was a lot of stuff that I was like, I learned this back in the day. Like, it's good to know. I guess, binary, and you get an understanding of things like that. But it's like, same thing I felt back in the day when I learned binary. You're just teaching me this just to know that it existed,
Right.
So, um, I can see where a lot of these skills would definitely be good for the new age of people who are getting into computers. Like you said, they already know computers, So this is just okay. You take that basic knowledge you have and let us show you how to apply it to a working field,
Right, right. Now, was it free for you to get in the course?
I actually did. I applied for the Google financial thing
Yeah, the
and
scholarship.
the scholarship. Yeah, and they that's why I was late, because I didn't check my email for because we were in the middle of a move, and I checked my email and says, "Hey, you've been approved. Jump in." And by the time I jumped in, they were already on week 2 or 3. So, yeah.
Cool, cool. Yeah. So there was a question in the chat about the program still being free. So I guess you can still apply.
Yeah.
I'll look into it and put a link in the description when I post this for everyone live.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to exactly tell you about when you apply, but they basically just ask you what you'll do with the certification, how, why you should get financial assistance with it. I basically said, the job I'm in right now is cool, but I'm trying to get a better job financial wise. And I think this will help me advance in my career, give me, or at least give me some more knowledge to add to my search to, improve my finances at my current job. So,
True. Now, when you showed us or when you shared your screen, I noticed that you were capped at week 6. You can't move ahead. You got to go at their pace.
I don't believe so. Let me see. Because I've really been flying at my own pace.
Okay.
So I really have been. Yeah, because I think week 6 is I was going to finish that tonight and then see exactly what I can do, because I was going to I've been trying to run through it when I get some free time, just run through, because there's a lot of, watching the videos. Like, now they did have one section, I want to say week 3, where you actually, or week 4, where you actually had to build a computer.
Okay.
So, and that was kind of, it was kind of tedious, because I built plenty of computers. I just showed them a video of me. I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm not going to take one of my computers apart just to put it back together and take pictures.
Right.
Here's a video.
Just send them the YouTube link. Like,
yeah, here you go. Make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, you're a fool, man. That's what's up.
But yeah, man, I will. You know what? Actually, I will try that. I will try trying to get past week 6 and move on, because, like I said, it's just the modules,
right?
Like, that you have, and then you try to just keep on moving like that.
And
but,
so, go ahead, man.
No,
I was going to ask. Someone asked the certificate. What's the certification, like the official certification that you'll get once you complete it?
It is the Google IT support certification. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yes, it's the Google IT support, the Google IT support professional certification. It is.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Extraordinaire.
Yeah, throw a little savoir faire on that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man. That's cool.
And supposedly, when you finish it, you get access to all these extra resources where you can share your certification with industry leaders. Basically, it seems like you can just share it back with Google and try to get a job with them. So,
which wouldn't be bad, probably.
Wouldn't be bad at all, man. There's one. It's one right down the road. You know what I'm saying? Holla at your boy.
Google, hook my man up, straight up.
Hey, man, I'm in there. I will be down the road, man. It's funny. I was just looking on Indeed. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun night.
Hey, you got it, man. You got it. Hey, so I have a question, man. So
Go
you
ahead.
build systems, and I know that you're an avid fan of AMD.
Ah, yeah, I remember we talked about this a while back, man. I remember the conversation that we had. That was probably one of the first little conversations that we had way back in the gap.
Right.
Um, I like what they're doing with their new consumer line of products. I'll say that for you know bringing that I'm all about bang that budget price to performance type situation. And what they're doing with their new Ryzen CPUs kind of changed the game, man. Because if you look at Intel, man, at least on the consumer basis, they started releasing comparable chips, because they were losing for a minute. Like AMD was like, yo, we're bringing out these chips with more cores, that can be overclocked for way less than what you're paying for this same type of performance on the Intel side. Intel was like, hold up, wait a minute. We're not gonna let you come through and just do that like that. So um I'm definitely a fan of them bringing more options. That's all I'm about, man. I'm about more options. And I
True.
like it when you have more options because I feel like when you got monopoly, when everybody's just on one thing, then they don't have to change it. They don't have to improve it because they know you're going to buy it. They
Right.
know if it was only iPhones, they would be like, there would be no improvement to the iPhone because they'd be like, hey, we know you're going to buy it anyway. So.
True. Hey, before we keep going, those of you that are watching the live stream, I would love to hear your feedback on the um, AMD versus Intel. Which one are you
Yeah.
down with? Which one you rocking with right now? And where do you think is headed for the future? Because I know that new i9 is like what, a stack?
Yeah, no, the highest i9 is a $2,000 chip.
Oh my goodness,
Like
man, that's crazy. But I'm saying it's
that's
starting at a stack though. The
yeah,
i9
it's
is like
starting at a
starting at a
stack.
stack. That's
And they
crazy.
the top one, it was an 18 core, 36 thread because it could be you know, multi-core, performance. But on AMD, they had a 16 core, that was doing the same thing for under 1,000. So, it's like that's what I'm saying. Like it's still a lot of money. Like I don't have neither one of those chips. But if I'm I've been parting out my next system building, please believe I'm looking at that. I'm looking at some of them AMD chips, like, especially with me doing a lot of productivity with editing videos a lot, uh, music and things like that, having multiple things going on. I definitely like having more power, and as cheap as I could get it for.
True. But bro, maybe it's because I've been in the game so long and I remember the days of having an AMD system and the software not being compatible with the chip. And
Yeah.
ever since then, my view of AMD has always been that when it comes to the industry, the programmers and everybody, they're not really producing for AMD.
Yeah, I think what happened was, man, and it shows the same thing like in gaming. Like if you look at gaming, which is a lot of this stuff is aimed at people who game on PCs,
Right.
and the optimization is still better on the Intel chips. Now, this is when you get into like benchmarks and you're just going for hard numbers. Most of the time people won't notice the difference. Like if I give you two systems and with comparable chips, you wouldn't notice the difference. But if I'm pushing like for benchmarks and we're trying to get numbers, and you see one system is getting 90 frames per second, another one's getting 78 frames per second, there's a difference there.
Right.
So that's where you get a lot of that now, especially, man, with the AMD side. um as far as specific software, I haven't had any issues with my Ryzen system since I've installed it. Like
Okay.
the only issue I even came close to have is once I upgraded my motherboard, I was having some issues with my overclock. But as far
Hmm.
as like my actual programs working or anything like that, I had no issues. It's pretty much working the same now
Right. Right.
from Intel AMD. So I mean, I know maybe you might have some specific, server related software that could come down to being more finicky on AMD versus Intel. But I mean, I think that I remember back in the day it was like that too. You know, you would get, because especially in the IT field, you get all these programs that are working with specific systems or built for specific network types and things like that. And that's
Right.
where you get a lot of those issues. Like if you don't have the hardware that they want you to have,
Exactly.
you know.
Exactly. Man, now the prices of this hardware is beyond. Shout out to Micro Center. If Micro Center, if
Yo,
y'all watching this, shout out to y'all. But the prices right now for hardware is nuts. It's astronomical. The prices. It's crazy.
yeah, man. I just did a video about, especially with graphics cards. Graphics cards and RAM right now, it's ridiculous. Like it's nuts. It's I don't even understand what's going on. A lot of it is due to cryptocurrency mining, with people buying up these graphics cards, left and right, to where if a card MSRP was 249, you might see people buying it used for $500-$600.
It's
You
like
might see,
Jay's.
yeah, it's exactly like Jay's. It's exactly like, if you're into sneakers, if you're a hype beast, then you know exactly what's going on with GPUs right now. It's crazy, and people are, and I say this, because I'm on both sides. Like, I'm not against people getting their money. If you, if the
Right, exactly.
cryptocurrency is working for you and you're making it work for you, I'm not against it at all. But as somebody who's always gonna have the heart of the people, the regular gamers and whatever, like I'm like, man, you making it tough out here. Like you can't go into a store. You go to your Micro Center right now, you're not gonna see a graphics card on the shelves.
Nah,
It's not even there.
it's bare.
Other than something like a GT 730 that you don't want. You might as
Right.
well. That's
Straight
not
up.
gonna do anything for you.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Akuma GM has a great point. Right now, like I was in Micro Center talking to someone because I want to build a new system just for virtualization. I really want to do something with Azure Stack. I really want to learn that, but I'm pricing everything, and I'm like, man, I'm not trying to pay all this. But then the guy at Micro Center was like, you'll be better to buy a pre-built system in today's market. Something that's used. Like what is that? The IB. It's one of those IBMs. One of those IBM small desktop servers, or one of those Dell desktop servers. You'll be better off buying one of those with a Xeon processor than you will building something new.
Well, if you I don't want to do a shameless plug, but if you hit the link to my channel, I have a recent video where I specifically talk about this, and I went over 3 different options. There's a particular Reddit subreddit on Reddit called Build a PC Sales, and you can look at basically all the deals. Like, you get deals for all types of gear and hardware, and they actually have a pre-built section where people will post the newest pre-built links. So I went through some of those. I checked out iBuyPower, and I actually go through the process of parting out a system for you.
Right.
The one that I've been really interested in, and I think I might try myself, is NZXT. They have their new BLD, or build system, where you actually go through and you part it out. This is, it's coming from the perspective of a gamer. So it says, what 3 games do you like to play? So you'll click on these 3 games.
That's dope.
And it'll say, okay, you have 3 options. You have a $1,000 option, a $1,500 option, and a $2,000 option. And you can pick which one, where your budget is at. Then you go in there and you can kind of just customize it to your specific liking. So if it says here, to get the performance you want at 1440p, you're going to need a GTX 1070. You're like, okay, but I kind of want that 1080. So you can change it in there. And when you get to the end and you look at all the pricing, all the prices are at MSRP. So that's for your GPU, that's for your RAM. You're not paying a tax. You're only paying $99 basically for them to put it together, ship it to you, and you get a 2-year warranty that you only deal with them. Like, you don't have to go to each individual part maker. I was like, man, that looks like, one of the best situations out there. Like I've told a couple people who are looking to buy a computer right now to go there, and I have no affiliation. I'm not sponsored by them.
Right.
They didn't, no links or nothing. Like that is just a great scenario when trying to buy that same system right now. Like I put together a system for about 1,500, and then I tried to part it out myself, and it came well over 2,000 just because of the RAM and the graphics card.
Man, yo, that's dope. Send me that link, and I'm gonna put it in the description of the video, and along with your channel, man, because you do amazing things. Thanks, Gabe. I appreciate that, family. I really do, and I appreciate you, bro. Man, that's what's up. I appreciate that. But what you do on your channel when you talk about hardware, I'm not sure if you all are subscribed to DVZNMedia channel, but the man is an expert when it comes to building systems and quality and budget. I can't forget the budget, because you know how to find the way to get what you want when it comes to building these systems. And so I commend you for everything that you do in the community, bro. It's what's up.
Oh man, that's how I am, man. I mean, I understand that sometimes you got to pay more for things, but like, a lot of times if this bottle of water costs $8 and this is all you ain't gonna have no problem, because it's like, hey man, that's the only water I know. Then I come to tell you that this other bottle of water with the same water costs $3. It may not have the name that you used to, but now you have an option. So
Now you
that's
got
how
option.
yeah, that's how I treat it. Like people think I hate on nice things. I don't, man. Go, if you want to spend $600 on some Yeezy Boost, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Make it happen. I'm saying if you didn't know what other options you had, that's all I'm here to provide,
Yeah.
In the chat, JK is asking about our opinions on mining. Like I said, man, if you can afford it to put together the kind of systems that you need to see any type of actual return, I'm not against it. I've contemplated it myself. I mean, I don't live in the best situation right now to do that. But if I had, like a situation where, I had the type of space to put together just a rig for that, I can't lie. I would look into it, because I mean, we don't know about this cryptocurrency. We don't know, how volatile it is. And so being able to just mine it on your own without having to spend a lot of money buying coins or buying into it would be something I'd be interested in. And I can't get mad at the guys who are buying up the cars, because they, if it is the next thing, man, you gotta get in where you fit in. Like I said, I just, I don't know how long it's going to be around.
Yeah, and mining Bitcoin is very competitive right now.
Yeah,
it's very competitive. You're gonna have to spend that bag to build a system to even be able to mine, because back in the day, everybody was able to plug up a system on the internet and mine Bitcoin, specifically Bitcoin. But right now, those transactions are taking so long, and that you need a system that's powerful enough to be able to compete with those huge miners.
Yeah, I was just watching a channel today, man. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you good, man.
This guy who's getting into bit mining, and his channel, he's a tech reviewer, but he does a lot of bit mining, mining, and he just got a motherboard in that had I want to say 8 PCIe slots for GPUs.
How much you pay for that? I want to know that price tag. That's crazy.
Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was just basically off of one single sodium chip of RAM and the CPU already on there. But it's like, you don't need a lot, but it's just like, here you go, full like 9 GPUs to just run for mining. Like that's crazy,
Bro, the computer that I have right now that I used to do music on is a dual core. It's got like 4 gigs of RAM, and I think it cost me like $700 to build it. Now, the CPU in it was like $250, right?
Yeah.
The motherboard was probably about $80. Mm-hmm. Right now, if I was to get an i7, i9, the motherboard is gonna be $400-500.
Oh yeah, that's the thing, man. Especially with these i9s, like, just to get on there, you gotta come in at like 300 just for the motherboard.
Yeah, that's the game has changed, and this is I don't know where we go from here when it comes to systems, because especially when you start talking about AI, it's man, you're gonna need a system to really be able to do what you want it to do. But once you build that system, it's gonna last you. But we'll see how long.
I mean, I think it's kind of, that's why I've been building these budget systems to kind of see what you can do with them.
Right,
Because when I built my system, I was like, I built it in a couple years ago, and I was like, okay, I gotta have the i7, I gotta have this, I gotta have these things, and I love my system. Like I said, this is about 4-year-old system, 4 or 5-year-old system, and it still runs strong. Like I
right,
can still edit and game and do everything on there. But at the same time, now that I'm building these budget systems and I'm seeing that I could get some of the same productivity out of them, because, like, what I'm saying, these, companies are going to push their best on you, you
right,
know. I
right.
remember when I saw somebody mention Threadripper, and I remember when Threadripper first dropped, one of the homies was like, yo, I need a Threadripper with 64 gigabytes and this, that. And I was like, and then I knew what he used his computer for. And I was like, that's just a waste, because that's going to be, a $4,000 computer sitting there for you to play Minecraft. Like, that's, hey, it's your money, do what you do, player. But like, that's not smart, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if you got it like that, go ahead and do it. But that don't really make no sense, you know what I'm saying? So, that's why all I try to do is like, yo, what are you trying to do with it? Let's get you good power. I want you to be able to have the power you need, because I
Right.
believe in having the power you need, but like, let's not go crazy, you know?
Speaking of going crazy, we're talking about AMD, we're talking about Intel, but when we talk about all that, there's another league over here that's on its own, but I don't really even know why it's still on its own when it comes to systems. But Apple, what do you when you talk
Yo,
about Apple, what do
yo.
you think when it comes to editing and all that stuff?
Um, I'm gonna choose my words wisely, because I've been painted as an Apple hater in the past. I'm not an Apple hater. I got a MacBook over there. I got an iPad in the other room. What I think there is a I think there's a certain type of aesthetic that people look for. There's that feeling of being part of having Apple that people look for, that they're willing to pay more for. I'll say that.
Right.
It's not to say that the products aren't great and that they don't do what they need to do, but it's like, you spent XYZ for that MacBook Pro, and you're just editing up vlog videos from your cell phone. Like, that's, but you got an Apple, you got the newest Mac, it don't never have any problems, but every time it does have a problem, you're in the Genius store for 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you know,
But
you know.
that is a good thing about a Mac, though, because I've been on PC so long that I know how to manage my PC. I know how
Yeah.
to make my image on my laptop last years. As long as I update it and back it up and do everything I need to do, I don't have to reimage it. I won't have any viruses that I know of.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like my mom or my uncle or somebody I know, they don't have that same luxury. So
You
for
know what
them
though?
getting a Mac, that investment is good.
I definitely agree with that, man. I definitely think, man, like, the ability, like, I got coworkers, man. We were talking about like iPhones and versus like Androids. And I try not to get into that conversation, because it's like, whatever you got at the end of the day is yours. But the way when they start telling me the issues they have, and then I know their level is specifically them, like, when you're baked into that ecosystem, it's just easy. It's just great to be able to have like one device, and like I said, like, you can oh man, I get my text on my phone, but I want to read it on my iPad and send it right over to my MacBook, and I don't have to install 2 or 3 things to make that work.
Right.
Like that is definitely a plus. Like that is an amazing thing. So I definitely think they do have their value when it comes to, like, especially being in that ecosystem and how things work. When it comes down to productivity, supposedly, like, if you use Final Cut, versus using Adobe Premiere Pro, which I'm pretty heavy in,
Right.
you know, so supposedly, like, the render times are different, or you have a little bit faster editing because of the background sync that is initially in Final Cut. Like, as far as a program, I didn't like it very much when I went to try to edit. I use it every now and then, but that speed is definitely valuable to some people. Like, if
Yeah.
I'm editing 2 or 3 videos, or I'm editing a video every day, and it goes from an hour render time to 20 minutes of a render time, that's pretty valuable, So, that's just something that when I talk to people about Apple, I say, what are the things you're looking for? Like, what do you value? Do you value how nice it looks on your desk? Because that's important too, man. Some people like how Apple things look,
Yeah.
So it's like,
Hey.
if I'd rather just have this one iMac in silver on my desk looking great, that's pretty important to some people. So,
Hey, bro, it is something about Apple products how they always look good. You can pull up a Apple iPhone 3G right now, and it look better than what is it? A Samsung? What is it? The G7 or so? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna look better than that because the quality just lasts. I mean, I don't know. I've been on iPhone for the longest, but I started out on Samsung, but then it was just like, okay, so
I understand, man. I look at it like, somebody was saying, or in the chat, do Macs have good resale value? And honestly,
facts.
they do. They
You need
honestly
that bag.
do,
You need that bag. You can sell your old. Get you an iPhone 6 right now. You're gonna get $200-300.
Yeah,
easy.
You can't deny it, man. And I mean, like I said, it's. I don't like, as me personally, I don't like the closed off ecosystem. So, I'm just, like I said, as a tech, I like to get in and just really make my system the way I want it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was some of the things that kind of turned me off to Apple a while back. But as far as like I said, if you use Apple Music, if you use iTunes, if you already use those products, hey. Now, this is what something I got to ask you, since I've never had an iPhone.
Okay.
This is a question I got to ask. And what is so amazing about the blue and the green bubbles? Because that seems to be really important.
Come on, man.
Explain to me the bubbles.
My goodness. Are you really asking this question?
Explain it. I don't know nothing about the bubbles. What's going on with the bubbles, fam?
When I get green bubbles in my phone, it is so annoying. Like, it's the most annoying thing.
Why? What?
It's like, oh man, you was cool until you sent me a message with the green bubbles. Like, it's just, to me, the blue. When you look at programs in 2017, I think it started off with like Office, but they had this soft blueness to them. It's something about that blue that's really relaxing. Yeah. So when you look at programs and that have that blueness to them, it's just relaxing. When you see that green, it's like, no. But in all seriousness, for one, when you get the blue, it's an iMessage, and I believe iMessages are encrypted. So whenever you send somebody a message, it's between you and them. And I mean, it's whenever I do a group chat and everybody's in Apple, the group chat looks a lot better and it functions a lot smoother. But when you're in that, the green, it's like, okay, Apple wants you to know they're an outsider, like they're an intruder into your messages.
Apple, that's disrespectful. Y'all wrong. Y'all wrong, man. It's funny. My nieces, they went and bought old iPhones because they had, whatever Android phone, and they went and bought like old iPhone 6s with their own money. And I can't get them to you couldn't get them to go to the bathroom and leave their phone on the table. Like, I love that phone so much. I was like, so are you one of these green blue bubble snobs? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I hate when I get a green bubble. I was like, wow, like you just had an Android phone for 7 years of your life.
Yeah, it's something, man. Hey, but another thing about an iPhone, man, I was in a class in March, and I didn't know nothing about this. So I'm in class, and dude, one of the guys I was in class was saying, people was asking for his number, so he was like, "I'm gonna send y'all my contact information." And so I'm like, okay, cool. Here go my number. He like, nah, just turn on AirDrop. So everybody that had on iPhones turned on AirDrop, and he clicked one button, sent everybody his contact info. You can't do that with Samsung, bro.
Yo, but at
you can't do that with Samsung, bro.
If you forget to turn that off, and you in the movies, or somebody want to send you, you know what I'm saying?
I think you got to accept it or something. I don't think you can just get a message, but I get what you're saying. But at the same time, it could go the other way too.
You're right. Nah, I'll say this. What I have learned, and I think this is pretty much, from dealing with people who are in the tech, and they especially, will go by whatever Apple product that comes out. Apple isn't the first to innovate, but they will take their time to get it done their way.
Right.
And people will rock with it. It's kind of like wireless charging. It's been around for a while, but now that it's in iPhones, people are acting like it's the new thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, companies respond to it. I don't have an iPhone. I get 7 emails a day about Apple wireless charging kits and stuff like that. So if I might need to get something to hook y'all up.
Hey, plug.
It's just interesting when Apple does something, it's considered industry standard. Now everybody needs to pay attention.
Right. Hey, I did want to ask you about one system. The little the box. Oh man, I can't remember the little system that you had, the little box that you got from
Azul. I got the Azul Byte.
Yeah, the Azul Byte. How does that perform?
Man, my wife, shout out to Cehova, is actually using it right now. She's sitting right over here on it right now. Well, I'm not gonna show her, she's in here.
What I see, what's happening? What's happening?
She's too far off camera. But what's funny is because that Ryzen system I built, the pretty nice Ryzen system, she was using that because, like I said, I still use my main rig. But when we were moving, I had to take some of that stuff out to put in another system. So I was like, I'm taking your computer down. She's like, no. I was like, I got you. I slid this little box over there. She ain't thought about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've actually purchased these for my job, you know what I'm saying? Like to use as like thin clients and for people who just need to do like workstation stuff. Okay. At our job, like they're only doing the 2 programs they have. They use a browser for one of their data entry programs, and they use Microsoft Office.
Right.
That's it.
That's pretty much everybody right now.
And so it's a under $200 system, and it's got all the ports you need. It's like I said, I use it when I don't feel like, sometimes if I'm just sitting over there, I'll get on there and, just for browsing the internet and, doing basic, workstation type stuff. It works fine. Like I couldn't, imagine, if your parents need a system, if your kids need a computer, if you got a cousin who don't know nothing about computers, they're just on your system all the time. I would buy these for everybody. I'd be like Nino Brown and just pass these out in the hood on Thanksgiving. Like, here you go. Here's a computer. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, can you pull it up real quick and show people that Azul system that you're talking about? Somebody asked about it. You can pull it up online. You can show a picture of it. It's up to you.
Hold on, let's see if I can pull it up here online. And I actually did a review on it.
Right, yeah.
Here I just yeah, it's really small. It's literally she didn't know that's what the computer was. She just do you mind if I unhook it? And I'll plug it back up for you. Hold on, let me just unhook it. This is the device.
Yeah.
It's
what OS is on it?
Windows 10 Home. No, I think this is Windows 10 Pro. I want to say this one is Windows 10 Pro. But here's my phone, my Nexus.
Wow.
You know, my phone is actually longer than this. You know, but, yeah, man, it's got HDMI, VGA, it's got Windows 3.0, it's got Ethernet ports, it's got it's got a headphone jack. I know some of y'all missing those, you know.
Right. Jokes.
It's got
it's got wireless.
Yeah, it's got wireless and Ethernet. It's got 4 USB ports and an SD card slot. So you edit pictures, you can just plug them in right there. It's got USB Type-C port back here. You know, it's pretty powerful. This is, it's a pretty powerful little device. Here, I got the link on Amazon, and I'll send it to you.
Okay, cool. And how many gigs of RAM?
What does this one have? This one has 4 gigs of RAM.
That's how many. That's how many yours have.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got the. Oh, they have an 8 gig RAM one with 32 gigabytes of storage. I got the 4 gig RAM with 32 gigabytes of storage. So it's a little small system. You know, you're not going to get on here and edit your next masterpiece. You know.
Right.
But for just getting online and like you could hook something like this up to your computer. Now they actually have something, the Quantum or the little stick. It's a little stick PC about the size of a really big USB thumb drive that has some of the same features. And I use that, like I'll plug that into my computer, my TV, and use that to pull up streams and stuff.
That's pretty cool. Kind of like a Fire Stick.
Yeah, man. But it's a full computer. Like it's a full Windows computer. Like, and it, so like I said, in my video, I actually used it to stream video games from my main computer, like with the NVIDIA in-home streaming. Like I was playing Grand Theft Auto on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's extra. You probably wouldn't do all of that, but it that was just to show that it's a possibility. But,
right.
Shout out to Azul, man. These are cool little systems, man.
And you said it was under $200.
Yeah, this one's 200, and it does have Windows 10 Pro on there.
Man, I'll get it just for the Windows 10 Pro.
Yeah, man.
you know what I'm saying?
These little mini computers, man, they're getting better. They're getting better, man. So they're definitely something to look at. It, like you said, it's it's not bigger than the speaker we have over here. It's a little thing, like you can put that. It has a VESA mount on it, so you can actually like attach it to the back of your monitor,
like a thin client.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's dope.
And that's really what you can use it for, is use it as a thin client. Or if you're just in the situation like me, like I said, at my job, we just need workstations for people to get on there online and get on these 2 programs, and it works perfectly for them. Like, we spent more, and it's just like I was like, why are we spending $700-800 on systems, $1,000 on systems that they're just doing, word processing and getting online, for it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the thing about the good thing about Chromebooks, but the bad thing about Chromebooks is Microsoft Office. If you need to utilize Microsoft Office, it's kind of like a drawback of using Chromebooks. But something like that already has Microsoft has Windows on it is perfect, because it's at that Chromebook price point too. So That's what's up.
And that's what honestly, before I found something like this, that was my go-to, was get a Chromebook, because most people don't never come out of their browser nowadays when they get it on the computer.
Right.
I'm just saying, for the average user, you get online, you're opening up Chrome. So I was like, get a Chromebook, But if you do need to do a little bit more, especially have like Microsoft Office, Adobe with the the PDF stuff, things like that, and you could do like some small stuff on there. Like I have GIMP on there. I have IR Fan View, Earth and View for editing pictures and things like that. So I put a few programs on there just to see what I could do with it.
Right. Right. That's what's up, man.
Shout out to Miss
Hey,
D. She said, "Can you run Kodi on there?" Yes, you can. You can hook up Kodi, put it on there. Um, LibreOffice, Kuma, GM. Like I put that's what I had on there first is LibreOffice.
okay.
Before I put Microsoft Office on there.
Yeah. LibreOffice isn't bad. I think that's the one that comes with Ubuntu, right? Or is it?
I
It's
think you
like
can get it in there. Like I've used it, man. It's getting better. It kind of reminds me of Google Docs at the beginning. Like it somewhat edited word stuff, but the
right,
formatting was always off. You know what I'm saying? But it's gotten a lot better now,
right,
to where it's, like if you were having a class and they need you to turn in something, you could use LibreOffice to get it done.
right.
Before like a couple years ago, it was like,
Yeah,
your
the
professor
formatting
look
was
at you
shaky.
kind of funny. Yeah, what's going on with your format?
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
That's funny. Cool. Hey, shout out to everybody that's hopped on this live stream. You
Oh
know,
yeah, man. They asking some good questions, man.
you wanna answer something, bro? I'll let you go ahead and run it.
Uh,
You got it.
what he
I'm gonna
said?
sit back and
No, I'm
chill.
just saying. He says, "Is it like a Raspberry Pi?" I think it's definitely a more powerful Raspberry Pi. Let's say that. Like, it's the same essential scenario, but it's definitely more power because you have a quad core here. Now, it's probably about in essence of what like a medium tier phone would be. Would somebody actually ask, will like the phone and dock replace the PC anytime soon? Now, I don't know, but I do know Eric of Easy Computer Solutions. He
Yeah.
uses his what is it, the Samsung with that Dex or docks. They got a little dock where you can plug your phone in and it basically turns into a computer.
I
You know?
seen that. Yeah, I seen him display that one time.
I think it depends on what you want to do, man. If you need to chat, if you need to, same scenario, if you need to get on there and, do some light, word editing, if you need to get on there, watch a few videos, you want to connect it to your monitor, things like that, that's that's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't mind having a work scenario like that where a user could just plug in their phone, pull up a desktop environment, and
Yeah.
do their work and then go. Because now I ain't got to worry about somebody else using your desktop and coming in changing settings or anything like that. So
Yeah, but if that's gonna happen, we got to make sure they're not getting no green bubbles.
yo, shout out to the Green Bubble Slander. The Green Bubble Slander. That's a shame, man. I got to experience this. I actually was about to uh try to find just an old iPhone. I was like even an iPhone like 4 or 5, just so I could experience. Like I said, I don't
Don't do
need
it
it.
to yourself,
I
bro.
don't need it for my daily phone. I would just want to experience, and I wasn't going to go buy a brand new iPhone X.
Yeah, but I'm saying don't do it to yourself. And the reason why I say that is because those chips are going to be so slow to you
I
because
heard
of,
about that.
yeah, don't do it to yourself, fam. Don't do it. Do
So
not
you
do it.
basically, do you update every other phone or do you update every time they come out with a new one?
All right, man. Technology has advanced so much that, I don't really upgrade anything unless I have to. You know what I mean? When it stops working. Like for me, you know, I love new technology, but at the same time, my time is so valuable that I don't like to change unless I have to. When those updates stop, for me, that's when it's time to get something new. You know what I mean? Like when Windows 7s or Windows XP stop being supported, yeah, it's time to go ahead and upgrade. You know what I
Hold up,
mean?
you still on XP?
Nah, man, it's still supported. I just
Oh,
told you when it I just nah, I'm messing with you, nah, man. But straight up, man, I was rocking Service Pack 2 forever.
Yo, shout out, man. Shout out. I got on my main. I got Windows 8 on my main one, and I got everything else has Windows 10. But like on my main one, I can't bring myself to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Windows 8, man. How you still rocking with? I don't. You like the you know what? There's only two operating systems that's worse than 8 to me, and that's Windows Vista and Windows ME. Those two right there were the worst systems ever. The worst operating systems ever.
I'll say this.
You got 8.1 or just 8?
It's 8.1. It's 8.1. Okay. I got my start. Like, I never see the whole other side, like, you know, the app side. I never see that side. Like I got it configured pretty much to it's running like 7.
Okay.
It's pretty much running like Windows 7.
You got the shell. You installed that shell or whatever.
Yeah, I got all of that. So
okay,
like I never see any of the app stuff. You know, I'm always in desktop mode. Like, so I understand, like, for people who were having issues with it going back and forth and all that craziness, I definitely hated it. That's why I was like, nah, I had to dial in and get it the way I needed to go, you know. So, and I do the same thing for Windows 10, man. Like I keep my Windows 10 pretty much running like Windows 7 did, you know.
Cool, fam. Hey, man, this is what's up. Shout out to everybody in the chat that's online watching the live stream. I appreciate everybody tuning in.
I see y'all.
Yes, we talked about that Google certification. So if you're just tuning in, you kind of missed that conversation, the walkthrough, but it will be posted in the future. So if you're watching this in the past, catch it in the future. You feel me?
Yo, DeJuan, somebody want to know about them headphones that you rocking. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I did a tech review, recorded it and everything. Like, yo, I'm about to do this tech review. Man, that's not my thing. I'm gonna leave that to you, family.
What you got though? Let's talk about them though.
All right, all right. So you remember the headphones that I did for your video, your channel, the Sennheisers? Yeah. So these are the new ones. These are the wireless joints.
Ooh, okay. They're looking pretty clean. I need to get a pair of Sennheisers, man.
Hey, these muzzes, they are so dope. So normally they're like 2 something, right?
Yeah.
But I was in Micro Center one day. You know, I'm like, man, I want these bad. I had my last headphone for like 10 years. I need something new, but I don't want to spend the money. So I'm in Micro Center looking on Amazon, and I see them for $130. They price match. Shout out to Micro Center, and I put them in the bag. Walked out.
That's the lick right there. That is
look. I didn't ask no questions. I'm like, look, these $200-some headphones. I'm gonna go ahead and cop these today.
Yo, shout out to you though, man. You came through and blessed my channel with the headphone review, man. We did the collab.
Yeah, that was dope.
Shout out to you, man. I appreciate that, man. I'm definitely grateful for you coming through.
Yeah, shout out to you for coming through my channel, man, and showing love. You know, we collabed on the laptops. We're collabing again. And hopefully we can keep doing it, family.
Man, definitely, man. Once I get a little bit further in this coursera, you know, thing, I'll come back and let y'all know what's cracking.
Yeah, and if you guys have not subscribed to DVZNMedia's channel, please do. The link is in the description. Like this video, subscribe to both our channels, and let's see. We got any questions before we go? Anybody? So they want a link to my headphones. Yo, I will put a link to my headphones when this video goes up for anybody. I'll also put a link to that. What is it? The Byte.
Yeah,
the Azure Byte. Yep, I'll put a link to that too, along with DVZNMedia channel. So check them out. So, yo, is the Cavs gonna win it this year, bro?
I know after the trades it's gonna be a lot more interesting. I'll say that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. That Warriors team,
man, come on with the Warriors, man.
I don't like them. I don't like them. I'm a Cavs fan. I'm definitely hyped for what's going down with the rest of the season. So, you know, I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready. You know?
Yeah, I'm ready too, man.
I already got one championship this year. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, congrats on that, bro. Congrats, well deserved.
So I'm ready to have two, man. If the Eagles and the Cavs win in 1 year, I might be done with sports. Like you ain't gonna be able to talk to me. I retired as a sports fan in 2018. It's going down.
Yeah, that's how I feel. When the Browns win it, boy, hey, it's a wrap.
It's going down.
You ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing.
Nothing
at all.
Man, if they be LeBron get another one with no Kyrie, come on, man. I would be a fool. You might not want to follow me on Twitter because I would be a fool with it.
Yo, when the Cavs won the first time, man, I dropped a tear, boy. Yo, from where I'm from, that was like, man, I meant so much. You know, I've been rocking with, I'm from the 330, so I've been rocking with LeBron, pretty much his whole entire career.
Yeah.
Through high school,
just and to see him, man.
Yeah, to see him come back and do it.
I went back and watched the Game 6 when he was in Miami against the Celtics, and when I was like, yo, there's nothing you can't tell me that this man can't do on the basketball court. Like, that was just pure dominance. I was like, yo, that dude's a fool, man. But the man, good luck to them, man. I hope they go out there. It's funny. Somebody made the joke that the Cavs traded for LeBron because you get like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's rejuvenated, he's energized, he's out there smiling and happy again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we got LeBron back. So man, if he's back on his Grizzly, and I don't know, man. And Miss D, man, we're not gonna talk about the Lakers right now. We're not.
Who is the Lakers, bro?
Shout out to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
There's always one. There's always one Lakers fan, no matter where you go.
Hey, man, I understand why, but we're not gonna talk about them right now.
Not in the cash trade. But thanks for coming on, man. We got to catch up and do this again, boy.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for letting me rock with it, man. I'm gonna get up out of here.
Yes, sir. Much love.
All right, man. You be easy.
You too. Peace.